Hey everybody, welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. Today we're going to be doing a Bevinsee install. You see those two boxes on the top of my wife's race car there. Those are seat mounts. Now, in previous videos, you've seen us install these racing seats into the car. These are actual Sparco seats, but I'll be honest, I did cheap out on the seat mounts and the floor mounts and everything like that. And I did have to do a little bit of shimming on her seat. Wasn't super happy with the way that turned out, but what can you expect when you go with Amazon? And when Bevinsee reached out to me and said, hey, we've got some new seat mounts, we want you to try them out, I couldn't say no, and we're gonna be pulling the driver's seat out today and doing those and showing off what they are like. And if we like them, we'll continue to put them on the rest of the vehicles. Before we get into today's content, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Like if you enjoy this type of content. Also make sure to check us out on Instagram, Tenza_Motorsports. Before we continue the video, we also want to thank and talk about our channel sponsor, RevMatch Motorsport. RevMatch is a fantastic company. They tune all of our BMWs here on our channel. They do a whole bunch of engines, and before you look into doing any tuning on your BMW, you need to run your car past them first to make sure that they do or do not work on that particular car. RevMatch's quick response time and top tier tuning makes it a no-brainer if you need to get your BMW tuned. They can do anything from launch control, forced induction, both supercharging and turbocharging, they do it all. So whether you're dyno tuning, street tuning, or just trying to get rid of some annoying emission lights that keep coming up on your dash, RevMatch is the way to go. Big thanks for them being a sponsor on the channel, and back to the video. All right, so this product came in two different packages for me, and I have here the first box, which is some beautiful machined brackets. Now, I believe these are the seat mounting brackets, so like to the floor, but I haven't seen everything quite just yet. So yep, that's what that looks like. So here's some hardware, and these are going to be how you mount the seats to the floor of the car. Now, these don't look like normal seat mounts. Most of them end up looking something like this. These work just fine, but they do have some limitations to adjustments, and most of the time when you find them on Amazon or eBay, they're cheaply made and not really very safe if you were to get into a wreck. The second box has some more hardware and then has the standard seat mounts. This design here doesn't change too much. It's pretty standard across most companies that build these kind of parts. This looks very similar to what we have in the car right now, but as you can see here, there are a few more adjustments. I don't think the ones that we have in the car have this many, and that's why we had to add spacers, because we didn't have enough adjustment on this part here. So it looks like we've got a pair of these as well, so there's another one in there, and we'll get all this unboxed. I'll show it off and some B-roll footage here, and then we will start by taking the seat out of the vehicle and start swapping in the new parts. All right, so we have the two systems side by side, and one of the downsides to this style here, which is the more traditional style, this is what you'll see most of the time when you're doing racing seats in a car, is this right here. Those bolts sit underneath that bracket. You see that there? This style here, they're flat. So I'll just be able to just bolt them in. Now, I'll be honest, I tend to like the whole unit going in at once, because if you put this in, then this, as you put the seat in, sometimes these will scratch it, where if you install it on the workbench and then put everything in all at once, sometimes it's a little bit easier. But the other thing I was fighting with this one is that, you see how like not straight that is? Both sides wanted to flare out, and so it was actually like needing to be squoze against the seat like this. This looks much more straight up and down. You see the difference there? It's a pretty good shot right there, and I'm hoping that that means that I can get this kind of roughly where I want it to sit, and then I can put the seat in afterwards. Again, where on this one, I wanted to put everything in all at once, which made it difficult to do these bolts, because now not only am I fighting the fact that, like this one here, I'm gonna have to finagle that one out of there. Not only am I doing that, then I have to have the seat in the way while I'm reaching around, and it's terrible. You have to run this off with just a standard wrench and sit there and do a quarter turn at a time. It takes a long time. The front is similar, but at least it's a nut. There's a stud underneath there versus this one is a bolt. One thing I did notice that all of these bolts, the thread size, the thread pitch, matches the seats. So these are the same threads and size as the seat mount. So if you're going to get new hardware, or if you don't want to use the hardware that's given to you, it looks like it's 8.8, so grade 8 bolts, which is good. If you want to do something different, like I know a lot of people run the Allen bolts into the seats. I think that my Brids came with those on the other car. And so if you want to do that, you can. They're all the same size all the way around. The other big difference between the two is that this is a nut and a bolt. So I'll put a nut and a bolt through this, a nut and a bolt through there. That's kind of a pain in the butt, where this one here is threaded on the one side. And I'm pretty excited to get it set up that way. Another thing that you'll see here between the cheaper one and the nicer one is you see how much taller that is, and there are more holes, both front and back. So I've got 3 and 4, and then I've got 4, and I believe this is 6, which means that there will be more adjustment in the seat. Whether we want to lean it back, rock it forward, whatever you want to try to do, there'll be more adjustment from the Bevinsee setup. This is just a universal Amazon one, and they were really cheap, and I probably shouldn't have cheaped out that bad. Okay, well, I'll figure out which one's front and back, and then we'll start getting this ready for a test fit. All right, so I just did some research, and hopefully I don't sound too stupid. You can do it like this. There are cars I've seen, some of them get set up like this, but you can also set them up actually more similar to like what the car comes with originally, which is all the rails and things sitting front to back. So you can stick this one over here like this, and then run the seat mounts this way. I'm gonna look into both. This one doesn't give you a ton of side to side, but maybe it's just enough. So I'm just gonna have to test to see what ends up working best, and then obviously you can put this on the inside or the outside. Just kind of depends on where you think you want to put your racing seat. Do some experimenting, see what we like and what we don't like, and then we'll run some bolts and get it installed. It's pretty straightforward. Once you figure out where the seat needs to sit, it's pretty simple after that. What's nice about our case, where I would normally have to have my wife here because she's the one driving, I would need to make sure the seat is exactly the right position for her, is I have this, and it's all still set up. So I can do some measurements here and see where this sat in comparison to the bolts in the front and the back, and maybe get this set up very similar, and then that way I don't have to sit there and readjust over and over again. All right, so I decided to do it this way, and the reason for that is that this gives me a lot more front to back movement. So I can either have the front start here and end there, or I can slide this all the way back. If I would have ran them this way, then your front to back is really just however long these are, and it ended up being better in this particular situation to run them this way. So I am happy with the way everything is turning out. It looks absolutely fantastic, super sleek. It weighs slightly less, not a ton. I'm not going to sit here and brag about the weight savings, but it does weigh a little bit less. And then I measured, so from this bolt to where this one is, that has a certain distance, and then from here to the inside, and then made sure to match it up on the other side. Measured the width of the seat, which is actually slightly wider in the front, so I think we're 16.25 from there to there, and then 16 from there to there. And now we're going to test fit the seat. All right, as most projects go, the nitty-gritties, the measuring it and test fitting and measuring it, that takes way longer than like the actual initial install. I do finally have a seat in the correct orientation. I did have to fiddle with it a little bit. It's good that there's lots of adjustments on it. Just make sure you have it pointed exactly where you want it to, because once it's bolted down, and it's not just like grab a lever and, you know, adjust the seat, slide back and forth. I do not have rails in this car. I think you can do this with a rail system. I would assume you could. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. I don't do that kind of stuff just because I don't want any flex in the seat at all. I want it to be mounted. And so I measure knowing that I need to sit here. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way that all this has been turning out. And this seat over here definitely needs another one. So I might do another install on the other side. I don't normally do duplicate stuff, but might do another one over there or just show it off in a video. But that side needs it too. The seat, I don't know why, but it's like way too far forward for what you would normally have. And for some reason that universal plate just wouldn't let us put the seat where we wanted it. And yeah, this couldn't be any more straightforward. So I really appreciate everybody so much for watching. As always, this will be linked in the description below. Everything that we use today will all be linked down in the description, including the seats and the harnesses and things like that. And I'm looking forward to doing more stuff. These cars have a ton of stuff that needs to be done this winter, especially this car. I need to pull the dash on this car and pull out the rest of the heater core. This car has probably got another 100 and something pounds to lose. The sunroof is still in it. That's going to be kind of hard to get rid of because it's still functioning. The one in my race car was just kind of acting up a little bit. And as soon as it started acting up at all, I just pulled it out. This still has glass rear windows in it. Still has the heater core sitting in there. And I just need to get all of that gutted, pull all of it out, and lose a bunch more weight on this car. So stay tuned for all of that, and I will see everybody in the next video.
Bam!